Hi, welcome to another exciting video where you're going to learn something very interesting and very useful in your drafting endeavors. Today we're going to learn how to utilize the line type scale and how to have it help us with the dim scales on our drawing palettes. Um, as an example, I have a viewport in paper space which was set at 1/4 inch equals a foot. In model space, I have that same element here. The old way to go about doing things when bringing in blocks from your palettes would be to simply, you bring them in and you drag them in to your paper space, and typically they will always come in at 101. So when you click on your block and you do a control 1, you will notice that it's set at 101. And in order to scale it up to the viewport, you wanna increase the scale factor, the dim factor. For 1/4 inch equals a foot, you want to increase it to 48. So what you would typically do, you would type in SC for scale, and then you would increase it by a 48 factor. Once you do that, now your detail cut is at the right scale. And if we were to go to our viewport, you can see that if I were to bring the same detail cut from my palette onto my paper space, it brings it at the same scale. In paper space, of course, it's a 101 because we're at a 101 in paper space, whereas in our model space, we increase the scale from 101 to 48 to match our viewport. The thing I'm about to teach you is going to make your life so much easier. For instance, what we're going to do is we're going to go to our palette. I'm going to erase this one here, and I'll erase this one from here. I'm going to go back to my model space, and in my palette, I'm going to right click on that same detail cut symbol. I'm going to go to properties, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the auxiliary scale from none. I'm going to change it to dim scale. So once I set that, the next thing you want to do is you want to first check to see what your viewport was set at, and your viewport was set at 1/4 inch equals a foot. Now that you know that, go back to your model space, and in your model space, since you know that your scale is 1/4 inch equals a foot, you want to change your LT scale for 1/4 inch equals a foot to a factor of 16. So once we do that, we'll just type in LT, enter. Sorry, it's LTS, enter, and we have it at 16 already. I'll put it back at 0, LTS, and then we'll make it 16. So now that that's it, I'm just gonna type in regen, and since we already changed the auxiliary scale to dim scale, once I drag this block into my model space, it should come in at the correct scale. Let's see. And there it is. It brought it in at the correct scale. And once I click on the actual block and I do a control 1, you will see that it automatically brought it in at the factor of 48, which reflects our chart here. We have 1/4 inch, the factor that we increased our block, and in our dim scale we set it at 16. So to make the long story short, by adjusting all of your blocks on your palette and right clicking on them and going to properties and converting all your auxiliary scale from none to dim scale, that will help you tremendously when you're drafting in model space, so you don't have to constantly be adjusting the scales. You can all you have to do is just type in your new LTS scale based on your viewport scale. You set that there, and then you drag your icon, and it'll come in at the correct scale factor. I hope this video was very useful, and please subscribe to my channel. I will definitely try to provide you guys with videos every day so that I can enhance your drafting skills and your productivity. I feel that these videos shouldn't be longer than 10 minutes at the most. See you then.